What's going on, everyone? And thank you for tuning in to Stateside Footy. It is the first watch along of the 2025 season, and let me tell you, I am absolutely fired up. It's absolutely brilliant. I've been waiting. It almost seems like we were in the Western Conference Finals just like a week ago. So, listen, there's not really much to hype up, but I'm going to do my best to try to do it. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons while you're at it. This is absolutely going to be one hell of a match tonight. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but FC Charlotte starting 11 looks pretty baller as well too. Patrick Aubameyang at the top of their attack. There's a lot of storylines surrounded both Seattle and Charlotte. But before we get into it, I do want to talk quickly in the news and notes section before we get into this matchup. I don't know if you guys were paying attention today, but Norwich City had a match today in the championship versus Stoke City. The reason why I brought this up is because U.S. men's national team number 9, Josh Sargent, hit the back of the net twice today, netting a brace. That's the fifth match and 6 opportunities that he's hitting the back of the net. And if you guys have been paying attention, the U.S. men's national team will be a part of the Nations League semifinals in March. And with everything going on with the striker position, it's pretty obvious that Josh, if he continues to stay in form, will definitely get that starting position. All right. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick in case you guys were curious a little bit about the U.S. men's national team. Of course, the Seattle Sounders have a few members of the U.S. men's national team player pool as well too. Jordan Morris, Jesus Ferreira, Jackson Reagan, of course, Paul Arriola, Christian Roldan, etc., etc. All right, so I want to get into this matchup tonight from the Sounders' perspective. Of course, a very productive offseason as they brought in Jesus Ferreira from FC Dallas. And of course, Paul Arriola joins along as well, too, bringing them much needed depth. And of course, when you look at the context of the season, the Sounders are in 4 different competitions, so they're going to need depth at some point. And I think the signing of Paul Arriola is absolutely huge. And it gives them a little insurance as well, too, on the wings. When you kind of think about Pedro de la Vega in his first season in Sounders Blue, it did not go well at all. And so it's going to be pivotal. This is actually kind of a big season, and especially in the context of what we saw last year. Unbelievable defense for the Sounders, but they had trouble consistently putting the ball in the back of the net. That reared its ugly head in the playoffs against Houston. Yes, they advanced, but when you have to play for the shootout to advance instead of trying to take care of your business in the full 90. A lot of things have to be addressed. Let's go ahead and pick up today's starting lineups. Let me pull that up, and we will go over it. And I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about today's starting lineups. Go ahead and drop your opinions in the chat. We already have some people in the chat. Yahel Nolesko is asking how my day is. It's pretty good. All right, so on the screen, you will see what is, I guess you can say, the typical Sounders starting 11, 4 in the back. But tonight, if you guys were paying attention on Twitter when the Sounders dropped their starting 11, it's actually going to be 3 in the back, with Ymar, Jackson Reagan, and Nuhu Tolo. Alex Roldan and Paul Rothrock are essentially playing as wingbacks in a double pivot with Vargas and Roldan. With Rothrock playing underneath with Jordan Morris and Monongo up top, which seems kind of interesting. I thought we would probably see Jesus Ferrer. I know that the Sounders played Guatemala in the first Champions League match a couple days back. I just assumed that for the home opener you probably would see some of the new signings. Not so much. As a matter of fact, it looks like Ferreira, De La Vega, and Arriola will most likely be coming off the bench. But that being said, it's kind of an interesting starting 11. I love the idea of 3 in the back. for me, the big guy back there is Jackson Reagan. His development to get to where he's at this point has been absolutely tremendous. He's he's absolutely talented on the ball. I think his passing is very underrated, but his ability to cut off passing lanes, especially in the box, his defense aerially is something that doesn't get talked about a lot. I actually love the back, the back setup. What's interesting is going to be the wing back situations with Alex Roldan and Paul Rothrock. I'll just say it. I'm not the biggest Paul Rothrock fan. I know a lot of Sounders fans like him. Me personally, I think he's kind of an energy guy. But that being said, with the way Charlotte is set up, I understand exactly what Schmetzer was thinking tonight. Speaking of the FC Charlotte, they're going with a 4-3-3, and like I mentioned, Aubameyang is going to be up top. And for those that were paying attention to the January camp for the U.S. men's national team, he actually did himself a very good job to the point where there's a lot of people talking that he might see the U.S. men's national team roster coming up in March. We'll find out. But I actually like their attack with Abada and Vargas playing alongside him on the wings. It's going to be a very interesting task for the Sounders defense. What I like about Charlotte is the fact that they got pace, man. And it's going to be, for me, it's all about how they're going to attack the Sounders. Are they going to be a straight wing team, or are they going to try to play through the middle of the park? It's going to be very interesting. Their back four is Byrne at right back. I like their center back pairing of Belinda and Privet. Tim Ream is going to be playing out left as that left back, and Colleen is going to be in net for them. Very interesting matchup, man. So let me know how you feel about tonight's lineup. Go ahead and drop it in the chat if you want to be a part of tonight's show. Would love to talk to you. We'll sit back and chat and talk Sounders. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. So, because that's just what you do. That's just exactly what you do. As we are getting ready for kickoff. And what's going on? All right. What is going on with my stream? Open. Good Lord, man. Of course, it's going to be on opening night where all of a sudden something just doesn't open correctly. All right, there we go. All righty, there we go. It is open as we are getting prepared. All right, so over under. So I was playing a game today on Twitter. It's over under on Sounders goals tonight. And I don't know. I feel like this is I almost feel like this is a trap question, really, because it all depends on the sense of urgency the Sounders have coming right out of the gates. I would love to see that sense of urgency for the Sounders. As we have Gustavo, are you showing the game on the screen? I am not, sir. The last time I tried, YouTube had a problem, so this is just going to be a watch along, if you will. Obviously, that game is being shown on Apple TV, but if you know the actual streaming, I guess you can say, I wouldn't necessarily say illegal streaming. I would say that's a gray area. But if you know them, you're more than welcome to watch along with me as well too. Maybe I might put it in the chat, and I can lead you into that direction. I don't know how you guys would necessarily feel about that, but I might be able to hook you up here. Let me just see what's going on here. All right. So, all right. Should I put? Let me ask you guys a question. Should I put the streaming website in the chat? Do you guys think that would be okay? I don't necessarily want to contribute to the delinquency of pirating, but that being said, for those that don't have cable, as I do not have cable, and it just so happens that I have the Apple MLS Pass for free. So I'm taken care of when it comes to Major League Soccer. But maybe I will. Maybe I will drop it in there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look around the league today. In full time, Austin FC took care of Sporting KC. Othman Bukhari scored in the 76th minute, giving Austin their first win of the season. St. Louis and Colorado played to a 0-0 draw. So, Colorado is going to be an interesting team for me. I'm very curious to see exactly how that team parlays it this season after what I thought was actually a pretty solid season for them last year. LAFC beat Minnesota today, and Jeremy Ibobisi got the winner for them. Columbus beat Chicago 4-2, and Brian Gutierrez of the Chicago Fire had himself a fantastic game, fantastic match in a losing effort. He bagged the brace in the 22nd minute, but today was all about Columbus. Jason Russell Rowe, the guy who was replacing the legend up top for Columbus, he scores in the 19th minute, and Diego Rossi went absolutely ham sandwich tonight, bagging himself a brace. And Columbus absolutely destroys Greg Berhalter in his first official match as the manager and sporting director of the Chicago Fire. The Philadelphia Union beat Orlando City 4-2. Marco Pasalic bagged a brace for Orlando in the 8th and 79th minute, but Ty Baribo bagged himself a brace. Daniel Gadsteg scored, and Mikhail Ure scored for Philly in an absolute demolishing. FC Cincinnati beat Red Bulls today 1-0, and it looks like Denke scored for Cincinnati. It's going to be really interesting to see exactly what's his bucket. Why can't I think of his name? Good Lord, he went from Portland just a couple days ago to Cincinnati. It doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway. That's going to be interesting to see how he replaces Lucho Acosta, who took off to FC Dallas. Inter Miami and New York City played to a 2-2 draw. There was a red card for Miami. Thomas Aviles gets thrown out in the 23rd minute. He also actually scored today, too. And Talasco Segovia scored in the 90+10 to draw even. Looks like Alonso Martinez scored for NYCFC. Same thing with Mitja Jelenic in the 26th minute. So that was actually a fun and wild and entertaining match there in Miami. Atlanta United beat Montreal 3-2. Emmanuel Latte Lab backed himself a brace in his debut with Atlanta United. Edwin Mascara scored in the 85th minute, which ended up being the winner. Nathan Saliba scored for Montreal, and Prince Owusu scored as well. Montreal is going to be a very fascinating team. Last year made it to the play-in. They have the makings of what looks like it's going to be a very fun and exciting team. So that's going to be something worth watching as well too. DC United and Toronto played to a 2-2 draw. Boris Enow scored, and Christian Benteke. Of course, Benteke scores. That's all he does. Jonathan Osorio and Federico Benedetti scored for Toronto. And they, of course, have a new head coach. And they have something what looks like good pieces. FC Dallas did beat the Houston Dynamo. Peter Musa and Anderson Julio scored for Dallas. And Amin Bassi scored for Houston. And tonight, along with Seattle, versus versus Charlotte, which we're doing the watch along tonight. San Jose, under former U.S. men's national team head coach Bruce Arena, leads the Earthquake against Real Salt Lake. And to me, that's also going to be a very interesting. I'm curious to see Real Salt Lake, man. I like everything about Real Salt Lake. I like, man. I really do. They have all the pieces. And of course, this is a very big house for Diego Luna. This is a pro Diego Luna house. All right, we're about ready to hit the opening kick here at Lumen Field. It looks like we have a pretty decent house, pretty decent showing in the house tonight for the Sounders. It's not exactly packed for a home opener, but all right. So it looks like Charlotte will try to play that down, but obviously Seattle will get position. That's played back to Stephon Fry, who boots that bad boy forward. Look at Jordan Morris. Nice hold up play. But ultimately, back to Charlotte. Here's Byrne. Going to try to play it forward. Man, it looks like, what is that? Monongo? Oh no, it's Nuhu. He's gonna get whistled for a foul right there. And of course, you have a guy who's already milking it right now. There's nothing worse than soccer flops, man. I don't know how you guys feel about the flopping, but good Lord, man, that shit drives me absolutely bonkers. And Nuhu is actually going to get a yellow card for that, absolute embarrassment of a flop. So, we're only a minute 12 in, and, Seattle already has their first yellow of the season. Unreal. But, that's why you flop, right? Oh, look at Seattle's pressing nicely. I kind of like that. There's a ball up. That's going to Jackson, instead of the ball rolling out the past the touch line, Jackson decides to play it. Look at Tim Ream. Tim Ream coming all the way down, making a play on Monongo. There's the ball to the left. Here's Rothrock. 1v1 into the box. Ball in. And that's going to get deflected out. Oh. Here's Nuhu. Cross. And that's just a little too far. And Tim Ream will take control of this. Oh, nice. Look at Christian Roldan trying to sneak in there to try to get the ball, but quickly back to Charlotte's possession. As they're going to try to play this forward, but Sounders retake possession. Here's Christian. Vargas. He'll play it back to Nuhu. Man, I'm a big Jackson Reagan. This is a big Jackson Reagan channel as well, too, man. Here's Christian. And he's going to play it out left to Rothrock. To the inside. Ball in. Here's Jordan. Back post, and it's a little too far. So, you know what? I kind of like it, man. The Sounders are being a little aggressive early. I kind of like it, man. I do. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not a big, that's the thing. It's like I'm not a big Paul Rothrock guy, but that being said, he made a pretty solid run right there, curling off to the back post. And there's a whistle, and it looked like Charlotte's keeper punted that one out of play, but there is a whistle. And pro refs are going to pro ref, man. Let me tell you. So I don't know how you guys feel about this edition of the Seattle Sounders. I like the two big moves in the offseason. I like Jesus Ferreira. I like the addition. I think, especially if he can stay healthy and if Schmetzer deploys him right, that has a potential to be a 15-ish type of goal season. And of course, Jordan Morris obviously is in his prime. That right there is 30 goals between two players. You would expect Albert Rusnik to also be a huge contributor as far as the goals go. But to me, this is it's going to come down to I personally believe Pedro de la Vega. I think DLV does have the talent, and he's going to have to play a big role. But I think the Sounders have depth, and I think they might be able to pull off a double this year. Now, whether that's Leagues Cup or the or CONCACAF Champions Cup, and I certainly think they have the capability of winning MLS Cup this year as well too. That would be a very special season. I think they got the talent. And looks like Obed was coming in, and he's going to get clipped from behind from Beal. And it looks like the Sounders will have a free kick. And Obed Vargas is a special dude too. Like, this is a very, very talented Sounders team. The question is can they withstand the marathon? Certainly, they're going to have the opportunity because the two LA teams are not the same as we saw last season. So the Western Conference, I personally believe, is up to grabs, and I think the Sounders have the most consistent and the best talent starting the season. We'll see exactly how this plays out in the summer. Here's the free kick. Rusnik. Ball in. Ooh. And it bounced right. Jackson Reagan played it off his head, but it bounced right into the keeper. Here's Rusnik. He's going to play it out wide. It looks like it's Monongo. Around the corner. Ball. Ooh, into traffic. Into three Charlotte defenders, and that goes out for a Sounders throw-in. But Georgie, good first step right there. Oh, is it raining in Seattle? Yes, it is. Here's Georgie. He's going to try to play it in. Lays it off. Vargas. Back to Rusnik. Rothrock. Oh. And I think Rothrock just missed it. So the Sounders have started this match on the front foot. And Georgie's been dangerous, man. That's now the second ball in from Georgie Monongo. And he absolutely burnt Tim Ream. There's Nuhue trying to hold this up along the touchline. Here's Christian Roldan. Plays it back to Stefan Fry. That's going to be another storyline. What level is Stefan Fry going to be at throughout the course of the season? Like, is he going to start to slow down? Oh, Monongo got his back pocket picked. And there's a whistle, and it'll be Charlotte ball. And Charlotte's going to try to play it forward to Aubameyang, but there's Ymar. Ymar's a stud, man. That ball's going to deflect, I think, off of Bada, and that's going to get out for a Sounders throw-in. It's going to be interesting, man. As much as I think the Western Conference is going to be up for grabs for a team like Seattle, the East is going to be a little bit harder to navigate for FC Charlotte. Unless they're prepared to spend some money for a big attacking presence in the summer, that's going to be awfully hard to try to weave their way through Cincinnati, Miami, and Columbus. And, of course, you got the two New York teams. Tim Ream's going to play it forward. Here comes the Charlotte attack. But it looks like the Sounders press is looking pretty good. Christian Roldan hustling. Oh, nice. Nice. And that ball was turned over. And now the Sounders will cycle it. Here's Nuhu. Plays it back to Jackson. Action Jackson. This is starting to get a little exciting. They're going to try to play it again down the left side to Rothrock. That ball was not good. Nice play by Obed to keep possession. Here's Christian. Out left to Rothrock. They are really trying to work it down this left-hand side here. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of trying to play it down the right. I think Monongo is just better on the ball than Rothrock. Good pass, though. Here's Rusnik. As now they're going to work it out right. Here's Monongo. Oh, and he gets around. Oh, he gets around Ream into the box. Nope. Good idea. I absolutely love it, man. I love how he attacks the end line. That's what you want to see. Somebody that's not afraid to go 1v1 against a defender. And right now, Georgie's all over Tim Ream off that right side, which is kind of baffling that they would continue to try to plug it away down the left-hand side when Monongo is just excellent 1v1 against Ream. Timmy Ream, of course, your USMNT center back, who most likely will be in the 2026 World Cup. And that ball's turned over. Oh, Vargas, what are you doing? You had space. But fear not, the Sounders will retain possession. Actually, no, there's a whistle. Oh. Obed. So far, man, for the first 11, 12 minutes, it's been all Sounders in the attack. But they just really haven't had any clean shots at net. That's actually a nice play right there by Nuhu. They'll play it down the left to Rothrock. Who's going to play it to Obed? Who's going to work it all the way to Georgie? There's a ball in. That played it right off of Tim Ream. Oh, there you go. And again, that's going to get out and looks like it's going to be a Sounders corner. All right. First corner of the match here for the Sounders. As Abada had to come back to play defense. He'll pop it out. So here's Rusnik, who's going to be taking the corner. And, of course, the Sounders were very excellent last season on set pieces. That's a bad ball right there by Rusnik. And Charlotte will take possession as they try to move this upfield, but Sounders press is pretty good. Here's Beal. He'll play it back. And Charlotte's going to try to attack up the right-hand side. Excuse me, the left-hand side. And now they cross. Sounders press has been excellent. They're not giving Charlotte any room to operate. And there's a turnover right there. How about Alex Roldan? Yeah. I'm still not a fan of Roldan, but whatever. To each his own. As looks like there's going to be a whistle. Last year, he had Albert Ruzick had 26 goal contributions last year, 10 goals, 16 assists. And here comes Abada now flying up, trying to play it into Aubigny. But right there is Jackson Reagan putting the clamps on it. And there's a ball forward to Jordan Morris, but that's a little too far forward. But Rusnick will keep possession. Here's Jordan Morris out wide right. Plays it into Rusnick. Ooh. And he tries to lay it off for Georgie, but that ball is going to get kicked out for a Sounders throw-in. And it looks pretty much the same as we saw last season. There's a ball in and taken care of by Charlotte right there. Here's Tim Ream. Yeah. The Sounders build-up is nice. It's concise. It's clean. They make all the right passes, but once they get into the final attacking third, man, they just can't seem to find that final pass. Here's Alex Roldan. As the Sounders continuously have just stayed in Charlotte's end. You just got to find a way to play this thing in. Here's Georgie outright. Ooh, they almost messed that one up. Alex looks like they'll switch it over to Rothrock to the left. Who bumps it in, but right at the keeper. And another opportunity for the Sounders here wasted. But I mean, this has been all Sounders through the first 15 minutes. Charlotte has yet to really work it into Seattle's end of the field. And I think there's a whistle. Are they going to actually call this on Roldan? Oh, it was all Aubigny who took the two down to the turf, and Aubigny's acting like it was Roldan. I think they're going to whistle this one against Christian. No, yeah, exactly. It was Aubigny that was holding on to Christian's arm. He goes down, and Christian gets the foul called against him. Horrible, horrible refereeing. Good Lord, man. Good effing Lord. It'll be a Charlotte free kick as they play it back. Oh, nice move. Oh, Jackson Reagan, great defensive plays. They're going to try to play this forward quick on the counter. Here's Rothrock up the left-hand side. Oh, nice defense there. Nice defense there by Byrne. As that ball's quickly tried to play forward for Charlotte as they're going to go down the left-hand side. Here's Tim Ream. Nice little play right there. But that ball's turned over. That was a bad touch right there for Charlotte. So Sounders will turn around and counter again out left to Paul Rothrock. All right, let's see if they can make something happen here. As they go out right to Georgie. He's going to play it in. Oh, it's a goal! Jordan Morris gets on the end of that cross, and it's 1-0 Sounders. That was a great run right there by Jordan. Even better in right there from better cross from Georgie. And the Sounders find the back of the net. Good run right there, right between the channel there for Jordan Morris. As Morgan Keller chimes in, I tuned in at the perfect time. Absolutely. Yeah, that was an absolutely beautiful finish right there from Jordan. running right through the channels, right at the near post. Georgie's ball in was absolutely beautiful, perfect timing, and of course, it's JMO to score the first goal of the season. Unbelievable. Gotta love Jordan. As we will restart. Aubameyang. Wow. All right. All righty. It's good to see you, Morgan Keller. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. There's a ball in right there, but that's going to get over the crossbar right there. Good awareness, Stefan Fry. You got to love the vet. Looked like Charlotte was trying to do a little, try to pull a fast one right there, but not so much, as they're going to switch it out. Sounders are going to play this one forward. Here's Jordan Morris again. Nice little weighted pass right there by Rusnik. Good ball inside. Obed Vargas. Christian Roldan. And, oh, there's a whistle. Sounders will get a free kick at the top of the box right there, as Williamson gets tagged right there for Charlotte. Now the Sounders have another opportunity here. It's been all Sounders through the first 20 minutes. And absolutely, that was Williamson right there, clipping Christian's leg. And the Sounders will set for this free kick. You're probably looking at about, 18 yards out. Good guy, good range right here for Rusnik. And we will see. Jordan's right there at the near post. Or any deflection. God, I hate these refs. They're terrible. And that ball is going to get deflected, and it looks like it'll be a Seattle corner. It looks like Vargas for Charlotte took a shot. As we look at the replay here, did he actually win? I mean, did that ball literally just take a shot right off the dome? Oh, yeah. It went right off of Vargas's head, the back of his head. Well, that was a rocket, too. And now here come the physios out here from Charlotte to check on Vargas. That ball, he took a shot. Good Lord. Yeah, that's the that's the unfortunate part about soccer, right? Is the head injuries. Dude, he took a rocket right off the dome. All right. So, as they are attending to Vargas still on the Lumen Field turf. Sounders grab the lead in the 20th minute. WR and stuff asked, can we show the game on screen? We cannot. Unfortunately, I would love to do that. Trust me, I would love to do that, but unfortunately, YouTube has a problem. with unauthorized streams of sporting events, and they would shut down this channel quick as shit. So it is what it is. But it's good to see you, WR and stuff. He says, "Dang, well, whoever wins, GGS, because I'm a Charlotte fan." Yeah, you can't win them all, man. Charlotte's absolutely getting dominated in this one right now. From both ends, right? They just cannot string together two passes through the midfield. What they're trying to do is playing balls over the top to Aubameyang, but Jackson Reagan. So it is what it is. Eventually Charlotte might get one tonight. Seattle has been known to fall asleep at some points during a match, but for the most part, you're in Seattle, man. So this is the, Lumen Field in Seattle is a very tough place to go get a result at. So, and as of right now, through the first 25 minutes, it's been all Sounders on both sides, both sides of the pitch. I hate to say deal with it, but it is what it is. Although, one of the big questions was, especially for Charlotte, was why didn't they, make a concerted effort to go after Miguel Almiron? I mean, they had his rights, and I understand the price tag, man. It's a pretty big price tag to pay. But that being said, you're bringing over a veteran who has the ability to be an absolute game changer. As play is about to resume, and so it'll be a Seattle corner. Albert Rusnik will take the corner for Seattle as they're going to try to play this one short. Here's Georgie Monongo, plays it back to Rusnik in the box, back post. Oh, Yaimar was there. Yaimar was there. As that just deflects a little bit. Oh, man, that was almost 2-0. Almost 2-0. Albert Rusnik put that ball on. That was a dime. Oh, and Yaimar, and he heads it right off the post. That thing was, that was a save by the keeper. Oh, but Seattle's press is doing his job. As Charlotte can't keep possession. There's Beal, but they will play it through the middle. Here's Tim Ream. Oh, nice little dump pass, but that thing now it's turned over. Here's Nuhu, and Seattle will play it back up. Out of all the teams, how good is Charlotte in your opinion? Charlotte's pretty solid, man. Charlotte's solid. The problem with Charlotte is they play in the Eastern Conference, and when you think about the top teams in the East, both Ohio teams, Cincinnati and Columbus, are going to be very good, and then of course you have Inter Miami, who will probably win the East again this year. But then you have the likes of Orlando and NYCFC. So, I mean, Charlotte, in order for Charlotte to actually make some noise, you're going to have to play 500 against those four teams. And you're going to have to get some consistent results in order to hang in there. I think Charlotte can, but again, it goes back to the summer window, right? Is the ambition going to match it? So that's going to be the question for Charlotte. Looks like Gustavo's back in the house. What's up, Gustavo? Good to see you again. WR and stuff. Who's going to win it all, you think? Honestly, I think FC Cincinnati, with their acquisition of Vander after letting go of Lucho Acosta, I think that's going to pay huge dividends. I still think Columbus is still a very, very good team, and Wilfred Nancy is probably the best coach in the league. But I think what happened with the LA Galaxy, losing Joveljic to KC. Ricky Puig is out for a good portion of the season. So, the LA Galaxy probably won't repeat this year. I like in the West, believe it or not, I like Seattle and that might. Oh no, it's not a goal. I like Seattle and Real Salt Lake in the West. I think Real Salt Lake is going to be. They're not going to be a surprise team because if you've been paying attention for the last couple of years, they've been building quite well. But I think this might be the year they put it together. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with LAFC because, of course, the Antoine Griezmann rumors could end up being true come the summer. And, of course, in San Diego, they might end up Kevin De Bruyne. But I just think that, Seattle has the best defense in the league. It's all going to be, can they consistently score goals? If they can, that was a ball in right there by Charlotte, but taking very good care of right there. Is there a whistle? Oh my God. Jordan Morris gets absolutely mugged, but there's no whistle. There's a ball across off the left side. Charlotte's attacking now. There's Williamson. Ball in. Jin Yang, that's a little too far. In the Eastern Conference, probably the usual suspects. So it's going to be interesting, right? Like, who's going to be able to withstand the competitions, right? So, for instance, Seattle's playing in the CONCACAF Champions League. They're obviously going to be in Leagues Cup, right? Who's going to have the depth? Who's going to stay healthy? And who can withstand? That's an awful lot of games, right? So I question, the problem that I have with Miami is the fact that, not only is that team older than dirt, but they lost one of their best front office pieces in Chris Henderson, who ended up being the director of football for Atlanta United. And so he teams back up with former Seattle GM Garth Lagerwey down there in Atlanta. And of course, you saw that Atlanta, their offseason's already paying dividends. That's another team that's going to be spicy as hell this year. So Charlotte, Charlotte's going to be an interesting team. Oh, that's a fall through too, but that's a little too heavy. As Seattle was looking to hit Jordan Morris again. So Charlotte's kind of responded a little bit in the last 5 minutes. They're getting down into Seattle's end a little too easily. So Seattle's going to have to get back to their all-out press again. There's Tim Ream. This year is going to be a very fun and interesting year in Major League Soccer. And there's a whistle right there. Looks like Ymar clipped Williamson right there, so there'll be a free kick for Charlotte. Another surprise team in the West could be FC Dallas, getting Lucho Acosta, who is an absolute stud. And now there's going to be another whistle. It's going to be on Ymar, and it looks like they're going to get a free kick. Charlotte is going to get a free kick in a dangerous area here. Looks like it's going to be a little bit by the left corner of the box. Oh, God, that's bad refereeing. Good Lord. Austin could, under new leadership, a new head coach down there, getting Brandon Vasquez was actually a really big move. But the new transfer rules in Major League Soccer has completely changed the landscape. Basically just having what the rest of the world has, straight cash for players in the transfer window is, opens up everything. There's a ball into the back post, and that's going to get out. Good defense right there by Alex Rodon. And we saw it here in Seattle. The Jesus Ferrer deal. The biggest thing is who do you guys think is going to be MVP this year? Is this going to be a situation where Messi wins back to back? I don't think we've had a back to back MVP. There's a corner. Oh, and Charlotte equalizes. Oh, off the corner. Oh boy. Yep, there you go, man. So Charlotte equalizes off the corner. Good ball right in the box, right in front. I think that was Williamson right there. Oh no, it was their center back right there. Yeah, Malanda. So, that's what I'm talking about. Seattle just has a tendency to fall asleep there. It took a little nap. And that ball was in a perfect spot right in front of the goalkeeper. And Malanda just came over and just popped it in. So now this game is knotted back up at 1-1. And now it's time for Seattle to respond because defensively they were very leaky in the last 10 minutes. Go ahead and remember to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to be a part of the chat tonight, just go ahead and we'll talk a little soccer. We can talk about anything you want. If you want to talk Premier League, we can do Premier League. If you want to talk Major League Soccer, U.S. men's national team, we can even talk about the USL because they're also bringing the heat too. There's a ball in, and Charlotte will clear. So Seattle is responding. Yarmar will play it off to the right. Here's Georgie. And he will go to the touchline. Ball in, and that'll get deflected away. Oh, I knew you tried to get cute, but look at the hustle there by Nuhu. I think the biggest thing with the USL is everybody just wonders whether or not we're going to see promotion relegation in the United States, and there's a very good possibility. I think if there is going to be promotion relegation, it's going to start with the USL because I think they have the capacity in order to do it. Since now they're going to have a Division I league, I guess you could say, to rival Major League Soccer. I'm curious to find out about their infrastructure because in order to pull that off, not only are you going to need the markets, but you're going to need the money in order to pull it off because, a promotion relegation, the TV money is what essentially funds the entire pyramid. And, right now, Major League Soccer, I would probably say, has the TV deal in order to pull that off, but there's a lot of components that come back and forth. I'm just curious to see what cities the USL First Division is going to play. Are they going to be in Major League Soccer markets? Are they going to potentially promote championship teams? And that ball is across, but that gets way over the head of Rothrock, and it'll be a goal kick for Charlotte. But yeah, I like the, quiet as it's kept, I'm a big fan of the USL. I think what they're doing is absolutely brilliant. The championship is entertaining, especially here in Michigan. Detroit City FC is a cool experience. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a USL match, but they're entertaining as hell, man. And I know that in the Seattle area they got Ballard FC, and that was a try to get a ball through to Aubigny. And that's some good defense, but that ball goes out and it'll be another corner for Charlotte. Jackson Reagan did the right thing by playing that out, because Charlotte was closing in. They were trying to get that ball to Aubigny. but yeah, they got Ballard FC, they got West Seattle, they got Tacoma. They got a lot of good USL2 squads. They're in Seattle. A lot of good supporters groups there in the Pacific Northwest. So it's going to be interesting to see what USL does. Are they going to compete in markets? That's going to be interesting. Here's the corner, and there is a whistle, and they're gonna talk to Nihu and Melanda. But yeah, but also if it's done right too, and in 5 years, if USL is growing, I could possibly see something that resembles a merger, maybe. And here we'll restart this corner. There's that ball up and over, and it's punched away by Stephen Fry. Looks like Charlotte will retain possession. Now they're 1v1 outright. There's a ball in, but that's a bad ball. And Rusnik will play it outright to Jordan. But there is a turnover right there. Charlotte will retain possession of the ball as they're going to set up their attack in Seattle's end. Jackson Reagan is such a stud. Good Lord, man. He's a stud. And we have Luke, who's asking, HRU. I am doing well, Luke. How are you doing, man? Good to have you along. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. As we are in the 40th minute now in Seattle, Sounders retaining possession. Knew he was going to play it out to Rothrock. Luke, good question. Will I be here for all of the games? I will be here for most of them, yes. This is a very pro Sounders channel. It's also a very pro MLS, USL, US men's national team channel as well, too. But we do also talk Tottenham Hotspur football as well, too, if you happen to be a Premier League team, Premier League fan. So we do talk a little bit about that as well, too. So Sounders throwing. And here's Christian Roldan. Yes, Major League. Yes, Major League side. This is a American soccer channel. So yes, we will be doing a lot of Major League Soccer games, and of course with FC Dallas as well too. I kind of like FC Dallas. Big fan of Lucho Acosta. I think that was a brilliant move. It was interesting with Dallas because, that offseason was going, and I was kind of wondering what they were going to do. And sure enough, Lucio Acosta. The Sounders retain possession. There's a shot. Ooh, right on target. That was from deep right there from Albert Rusnik. You're sad about Jesus Ferreira? In what context are you sad about Jesus Ferreira? That he's gone, or that his Dallas career ended the way it did? I can understand that. No, that was Alex Roldan that put one on. That was nice. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, just about him being a local. Yeah. I mean, all good things must come to an end. I liked Jesus Ferreira, and I think it was just a couple of years ago that he had his best season in Dallas, and he was a very I still think he's quality, right? I think last year the biggest problem with Jesus was that he dealt with a lot of injuries last year, and he was not really able to not only stay on the pitch, but also when he was, his form just wasn't there. And, for a team like Dallas that just doesn't necessarily spend on par with some of the other teams in the West, I can understand why they made the decision to cut ties with them. But, he's in Seattle, and I think the way that Schmetzer is going to use him, I can envision a scenario where, ooh, wow. And And Burns just punked Paul Rothrock. Good Lord, man. Yeah, it is what it is. I can envision a scenario where Jesus Ferreira can hit 15 if his minutes are managed. I would think that would be a great bounce back year. Glad we got to kept Musa. Yeah, absolutely. And I think Anderson Julio scored today as well too. But yeah, Musa I like Musa. I think he's a good 9. And I like the combination with him and Lucho Acosta. I think Lucho Acosta unlocks a lot of doors for FC Dallas. Yeah. Julio's, tell you what, man, Julio's good. That they're going to be. I think FC Dallas is going to be a sneaky good team. There's a shot on goal that goes over the crossbar. Seattle is now conceding some space to Charlotte here at the end of the first half. I'll say it. I think FC Dallas is better than Houston. Although I did like the Jack McGlynn deal for Houston. Jack McGlynn is an underrated killer. I thought McGlynn might go overseas. I thought that would be a next logical step, but I'm glad he stayed in Major League Soccer. But I think I think Dallas is just a better team. I think defensively, I think they're better in goal as well too. The question mark is what Austin is going to be this year. Texas, I like the Houston-Dallas derby. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah. Here comes Charlotte pressing. They're coming down the right. Here's Beal, who's going to lay it off to Byrne. Ball in. Oh, and it hit Ojniang, but it current back, but Seattle retained possession. 6 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. There's Rusnik playing it over. Alex Roldan. Yes, I am from Seattle. I live out here in Michigan now, though. That's what I said. And I come back sneaky good. I agree. So here's Georgie Monongo holding the ball as Seattle will try to cycle and catch Charlotte shifted the other way. Here's Newhue. I think he's going to take a rip. Oh, that ball carried him through. Oh, nice. Yeah, you're 5 minutes from FC Dallas. Yeah. So you're in the Frisco area, yeah? Yeah. I have yet to see the Metroplex. That is on the bucket list. The Dallas Metroplex. I have some friends that live in Frisco. I go to the same school Jesus went to. Okay. At first it said Jesus. I was like, oh, okay. You went to the same high school as Jesus? Yeah, he was a homegrown man. He was an FC Dallas product, man. And there's Jackson Reagan to clean it up as it looked like Charlotte was trying to press there right, as we get closer to the end of the first half. Yeah, Pep Beal's pretty good, man. Charlotte's got some interesting pieces, man. As we're closing in on the 48th minute here. I think Austin will learn to hate Nico Estevez. I think you're right, man. I like the Velasquez deal. Getting him back from Monterrey, they needed a target 9. And it's sad that they lost Saba though. But they're still good. Here's Jordan Morris. Tried to play it around. That's going to get cleared. And there's Newhue. He'll retain possession. Yeah, what's funny is, Austin has a new president of football operations, and he was talking some big shit after Josh Wolf got fired, and to settle on who they settled for was a little bit of a disappointment for FC Austin. That's a nice ball in. That's good defense right there. Yeah, they got Vasquez from Monterrey, and listen, I mean, he's in an interesting position though, right? Because he's a part of that striker pool for the U.S. men's national team, and his fate is dependent on him starting the season on fire. In the context of the March window in the Nations League semifinals, I mean, just because of the fact that Ricardo Pepi and Flo Balogun are out, I would probably assume that he's going to be one of the three strikers. Patrick Aubameyang could also potentially be another. But that being said, if he's not scoring goals, man, will you? Let's see what he's at. Let's see what he's asking. Will you live again for the games tomorrow, or will I go live tomorrow? Possibly. I know tomorrow morning we have a Sunday special podcast with Dave Harris of the Irish Hotspur, as we will be talking Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. So, so we're going to be doing that. But that being said, I can definitely make some time for another live stream tomorrow. Let's just out of curiosity, who's playing tomorrow? Well, let's see. We got Portland, Vancouver, and LA Galaxy versus San Diego. Yeah, maybe. Portland, Vancouver is kind of nice too. I'm a big Cascadia guy, but I would be tempted to do San Diego, LA Galaxy for sure, because I'm kind of curious to see what LA Galaxy is going to look like, man. Because I actually think they're a hot mess right now, and Greg Vanney's going to have his hands full. Absolutely. I'm curious to see what Luca De La Torre looks like in San Diego for sure. And what's his bucket? Yeah, even if I am the only one here, no, there'll be others. As the Sounders are trying to get one right before the half, and it'll get out for a corner on a deflected shot from Albert Rusnik. We are approaching minute 52 here in the first half. Why can't I think of his name right now? We'll look it up at the half as we're getting close to the half. Here's the corner, ball in. That's again just another bad corner there from Rusnik. And I believe we are now at the half. Let's see. Let's look at that real quick. San Diego. Let's see. Let me it's their Mexican international, Chucky Lozano. There you go. So all right, so we're at the half, and it's 1-1. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as we are preparing for the second half, Luke here in the chat room. Do I think FC Dallas can beat Colorado next week? Absolutely. And again, from what we were talking about just a couple of minutes ago, I think Dallas has the weapons, right? The things that I do like Colorado, the things that I do like about Colorado, they're U.S. men's national team light. All the failed U.S. men's national team players that couldn't cut it in Europe tend to end up in Colorado. But for Major League Soccer, it's the appropriate level. There's a lot of things that Colorado does right. I like their defense, and I like their goalkeeping. but it's not like they're lighting the league on fire. So yeah, I do think FC Dallas can, and I actually think that FC Dallas will. Let's see. Let's take a look at that real quick, because Colorado. Let's look at them real quick. Yeah, they played St. Louis today, and for what they throw out there, right? Keegan Rosenberry and Reggie Cannon on their back line, Zach Steffen, but really their biggest weapon is Georgi Mihailovic, maybe Cole Bassett. I'm not a big fan of Cabral and Rivero, so one of the things that Colorado doesn't have is that and of course Major League Soccer, like you're not going to be successful without a legit target nine, right? Why do you think KC paid $4 million for Jovic, right? Because they were lacking thunder at the top, there. So, you're not going to be successful in this league without it. They put a premium on strikers and cams. So, when you look at the best teams in the league, and you look at some of the more successful teams in the league, what do they all have in common, right? They have DP 9s and DP 10s for a reason, right? This league is built on being able to put the ball in the back of the net, something that Colorado doesn't necessarily do all that well. They can bunker, which is great, but are they capable of if they're down one and they need a goal, are they capable of doing it? I don't think so. So it is what it is. So I think FC Dallas is more than capable of doing it. It's not an indication based on today's win over Houston, right? But if you're holding a gun to my head and you're saying, okay, who would you rather take? I prefer Dallas's back four. I think Shaq Moore on the right, Farfan off the left, and Ibega. I think he's I think he got a yellow today, but their double pivot was Sebastian Leggett and Ramiro. And then you have the big three up top with Acosta, Musa, and Julio. So yeah, 100%. Like Dallas is definitely capable, man. Will we see Paul Arriola today? Yes, I would probably assume we will. But that being said, though, I would think that around the 60th minute, we probably will see Pedro de la Vega. If we are going to see Arriola, it's probably going to be somewhere between minute 75 and minute 80. So we might see him in the last 10 minutes if this game is still knotted at 1. I would envision that. We also probably might see Jesus Ferreira too. I can envision a scenario where Jesus Ferreira comes in for Georgie. So, yep, I think we will. Yeah, 100%. Jesus, yeah, Jesus is one of those guys where, under Greg Berhalter, he played a significant role with the U.S. men's national team, largely based off the production he was giving FC Dallas. And I think that there could be a scenario where if Jesus Ferreira is playing and being productive, maybe Mauricio Pochettino might look at that. But, he's got to play better than Jordan Morris. And Jordan, is right now in his prime. And that dude's a walking goal machine. So Jesus Ferreira is going to have to equal that production. I'm kind of glad that FC Dallas got rid of Nico. Why is that? You tell me. Why is that? Yeah. Overall, I thought the first half was, a tale of two halves. I thought Seattle started unbelievable. Their press was, something that, really turned the tide for them. And of course, they were absolutely goal dangerous for the first 20 minutes. Of course, they got the goal. But as we started seeing at the end of the first half, Charlotte really got into the game. Now, granted, Charlotte's not necessarily putting shots on goal, but they took advantage of the corner to equalize. And then right there, the last 10 minutes of that first half, they were operating with a lot of space. So there's a lot of areas where the Sounders can clean up and shut down. If they're going to work off the left, I would like to see Pedro de la Vega come into this game again. And it's not. I know Sounders fans love Paul Rothrock, but he's not a dude that you're going to be able to rely on game in and game out. And especially when you consider that De La Vega is a DP, he's a $7 million DP. That dude's got to play. Let's see. He said I wanted a new start. Okay. Well, listen, man. Every single year teams have to trim fat off their roster, and it is what it is. So, who just signed Nico Ladero? It's former Sounder. Just out of curiosity. Who did he just sign with? Yeah, the Houston Dynamo. That's right. The Houston Dynamo signed him. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. Last year, Nico Ladero, in his role with Orlando last year, he was actually pretty good. Now he's not prime Nico Ladero 2016 through 2020 with Seattle, but in a limited role, that dude's ability. Let me tell you, man. I kind of like it. I kind of like that. I want to get back to Houston, Dallas, just out of curiosity. Yeah, so they're playing with Jack McGlynn at a tour through the middle in a 4-4-2 with Bassi and Ponce up top. See, Aliwu's pretty good, but their back four. Who was on their bench? Yeah, so Nico Ladero went in. So we had Segal, Duenas, and Escobar. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, guys. So we have Mark Diaz in the house. Hey, guys, I'm a Charlotte fan, so I'm new to the MLS, but I swear there was a Peruvian named Rui Diaz that played for Seattle. Or am I tripping? No, you are not tripping. Raul Rui Diaz was a longtime member of the Seattle Sounders. And his last season, he played with the Sounders last season. And I don't think that he has, maybe call me crazy. I don't know. I don't know if he's signed, but yes. Yeah. Yep. Raul Rui Diaz was a member of the Sounders last year. DP, I think the Sounders potentially wanted him back, but at a number that made sense, and he still wanted to get paid, so it is what it is. People, let's see. He says people don't. Martin Pass is good. Yeah. Let's see. Do I have a Discord? No, I don't even know what that. I really don't know what that is. And Mark Diaz says I come in peace. That's good, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. As we are getting set for the second half here, Seattle versus Charlotte. Just a quick recap. Charlotte equalized on a corner kick, somewhere right there in the 30th minute. Otherwise, the story was really, most of it was about was most about Seattle's first half. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing is going to play out. I was thinking about potentially starting a Twitch. And I might, as soon as the numbers go up, then I'm going to be doing subscriptions and potentially doing subscription shows. But also I was thinking about potentially doing a Twitch where we can do call-in stuff. That would be fun. So there's, the possibilities are endless in 2025 as this channel continues to grow. This channel is not even a year old. But it is a U.S. It's a pro U.S. Soccer channel for those that are tuning in for the first time. So we're going to be doing a lot of Major League Soccer. We're going to be doing some USL as well too, because I don't discriminate between two leagues. And of course the U.S. men's national team, and of course coming up in March we have the Nations League. So we're going to be doing watch-alongs for the Nations League semifinals. And we're going to be doing a lot of U.S. men's national team in the lead up. We're going to be talking a lot about whether or not the U.S. men's national team is a dark horse in the 2026 World Cup. So, it is what it is. So that's going to be fun. We're going to have some pretty cool guests. I have a couple irons in the fires with former U.S. men's national team players to come on, even current members of the U.S. men's national team as well, too. So we'll see how that plays out. Oh, by the way, so around Major League Soccer right now, it's at the half. San Jose is leading Real Salt Lake 1-0. Jamar Ricketts scored in the 28th minute. And of course, Bruce Arena has kind of deployed San Jose a little bit differently. Usually he's more Mr. 4-4-2, but he's got a 3-5-2 with Ricketts and Espinoza as the wing backs. Their midfield is Harks, Lopez, and LaRue, with Chicho Arango and Joseph Martinez up top. Good Lord, man, is that dangerous. San Jose, man, I understand they were absolute dog shit last year. When your supporters groups won't even accept the wooden spoon for being the worst team in the league, and then you get a guy like Bruce Arena who is older than dirt himself. But, when you bring in a guy like Bruce Arena, you're going to have to spend some money. And they certainly did, man. Joseph Martinez and getting Chicho Arango to play with Espinoza. All of a sudden, San Jose, that's going to be an interesting story, because I don't think San Jose now is the worst team in the West. I think San Jose has a potential, if things break right, you potentially could see San Jose in the playoffs. Now, I don't think they're going to win the MLS Cup. I don't think that they're going to win Leagues Cup either. But could they beat the best that this league has to offer in a one-off? Yeah, potentially. By the way, man, that combination of Ricketts, Espinoza, Arango, and Martinez. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that wish they actually had that. So San Jose, watch out for San Jose. I like Real Salt Lake, man. The problem that I have with Real Salt Lake is up top. Now, they have Foster Ajago going right now up top. Interesting. He's a 23-year-old. And, how they're deploying Diego Luna is going to be interesting as well, too. They got him on the left. And he is a more of a central attacker. But that being said, man, let's see. Luke says, I'm good. Yeah, thanks, man. You're not so bad yourself. Did I decide yet? Are you doing San Diego? Maybe. We have Peeps 469. Nuhu and Rothrock have come out at halftime, right? Our left side was poor in the first half. So Nuhu is going to stay in. 100%. You know, and when you saw his close down speed, his 1v1, actually knew he was pretty good in the first half. Rothrock, on the other hand, and I'll say it again, I don't buy in Rothrock as a regular starter. I think he's more of an energy guy that you bring off the bench late, kind of like Roger Levesque back in the day. He's that should be his role, especially when you have a $7 million DP on your bench in De La Vega. So now, of course, I'm not Brian Schmetzer, but for a team that continuously attacks down the left, yeah, I personally wouldn't have Rothrock. Luke says I can see Dallas finishing 5th. Yeah, you might. All right, so we're getting ready here to start the second half, and it looks like Charlotte is going to boot that forward off a free kick. That ball's going to get played out left, and it'll get out. Is that off? Is that off, Alex? No, I don't think so. I think that's a Seattle throw-in. But from first blush, it looks like there was no halftime changes. And it's a Charlotte throw-in. And that'll get out as well, too. Obed Vargas. Yeah, it looks like Seattle has kept the it looks like they have kept their starting lineup on the field. That's a nice play right there by Yanmar. All right. So Seattle, let's see. All right. Looks like they're trapped in their own half, but Charlotte's presses hasn't really been great. That ball's going to get played out left. That's a nice switch. Here's Rothrock, ball in, and that was just entirely way too far for Jordan Morris, who was coming up off the far post. That cross was just a little too heavy there, Paul. That's the bummer about it too. I absolutely cannot stand wasted possession. It's like, I know how the Sounders like to attack. They're very wing oriented. They don't necessarily play through. FC Dallas isn't doing Leagues Cup. Are you sure about that? Because it's 18 teams aside. Oh, there we go. Ball through. Here's Morris. Oh! Goal. There's Jordan's brace. And the Sounders have retaken the lead quickly here in the second half. That was a great ball through. Nice weighted pass. And JMO does it again. Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, so you guys are doing the Open Cup. Oh, that's good. At least you guys have that competition. Oh, that was a beautiful through ball. And of course, Jordan's not going to miss that. That ricocheted off their keeper too, but into the net. Sounders are up 2-1. Wonderful ball right there. Good goal. Good goal right there. Lovely. How do you guys feel about the U.S. Cup, by the way? U.S. Open Cup. I actually think it should be a cherished cup competition, and if they actually worked with the USL just on that competition and put the weight of Apple behind it, I think it could be something special. That was a DP assist from Rusnik. Yeah. Those two strike again. But Jordan showing why he's the number 9. And Yeah, there you go. Looks like Monongo. Oh, yeah. Here comes Charlotte. Here's Aubameyang. Nice pass through. Ball in. Nice deflection. Oh, that ball shot wide. Ooh. That was Vargas right there. All right. Back to the action. I had to set off a tweet. And you guys can catch me on Twitter at Stateside Footy. The name is in the description. Go check it out. I'm also on Instagram, by the way, at Stateside Footy. So you can catch me on socials. I'm also inclined to open up the show as well too. If you want to come on the podcast, talk soccer. I'm open to that idea. I like having fan interaction. It's all good stuff. For those that are tuning in for the first time, I appreciate you guys. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. The more subs, the more cool stuff we're going to be able to do. And I do appreciate the sub, Luke. That was nice. I don't know about the Galaxy. Yeah, no, I'm with you. The loss of Ricky Puig, man, that one's gonna hurt. As Tim Ream is coming up off the turf here, it looks like he got into a tussle there with Georgie. But he's up. He's moving around. Can't have Tim Ream down, right? Our vaunted U.S. men's national team center back. Can't live without him. There's that little injury ball forward. Right to Stephen Fry. As the Sounders will regroup. Yes, Ricky Puig is hurt. He tore his ACL. I believe it was in the Western Conference Finals, and I think he was out for MLS Cup. So he's going to be out till probably September at the earliest. I would say, the ACL, that's a 9 to 10 month recovery. And there's also, that's a switch over to Rothrock to the left side, 1v1. And he's just going to lay it off. There's a new Hugh. Oh, Georgie. That's going to get deflected out for a corner. So the Sounders will have the corner. But ACL injuries are absolutely devastating, and there's no guarantee that he's going to come back in form. We're talking like Ricky Puig probably won't be Ricky Puig until 2026. If MLS decides to go to a FIFA calendar, the 2026 season probably won't start until August. Ooh, right. So, what are you doing? That was just a waste of a possession right there. Why would you kick it sky high? Good Lord. Here's Christian Roldan. Nice little touchdown. Here's Rusnik. Plays it over to JMO. Nice little layoff to Christian. Yeah. Ooh, that was a nice little challenge right there. I liked it. Look at Charlotte kind of getting scrappy. Oh, Jackson. You had Rothrock trying to make a run. Here's Georgie. Oh, nice. Look at Tim Ream. Timmy Ream. That's why he's the U.S. men's national team center back. That was actually a nice defensive play right there. Tim knew that he was going to try to cut to the end line right there. That's funny. Sounders are going to play this one short. There's a ball in. Wait, that's a little too heavy though. Rothrock, that's deflected. And here comes Charlotte on the break. That ball's going to get played forward. Look at Stephen Fry coming way out of his box. Look at the balls on Stephen Fry. Good Lord. Luke says, I love a late night MLS. I do too, man. I do too. Granted, I am a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so, I do watch a lot of Spurs football, but yeah. Sounders are my MLS team, obviously. But there's just a lot of good, fun teams in Major League Soccer. All right, so he's going to lay this one off to Ymar. As the Sounders are going to try to play this one out the back. And Fry boots it up to Alex Roldan. Nice little layoff to Obed Vargas. Jackson thought about going long there, but there's a ball. Tried to hit Jordan Morris. Oh, nice. Nice recovery right there by Alex Roldan. Here's Rusnik. Tried to shoot, but that thing got deflected. As Charlotte's trying to play out of this. Nope, there's Jackson Reagan. Yarmar's going to go out wide right to Georgie. Back to Ymar, who's now going to play it to the other side to Jackson Reagan. That's a great American name. Jackson Reagan. Here's Rothrock down the left-hand side. Nope. He just got it. He just straight 1v1 challenge. Home dude just picked him. Yamar's good, man. And now there's a whistle. And it looks like it's going to be a yellow. Yeah. Abada just a little too heavy right there in that collision with Ymar. As Yamar's down on the toif. He's in agony. And oh, by the way, so again, you know how I mentioned earlier that I hate soccer flops? That right there was an Academy Award-winning soccer flop because they just bump shoulders and he goes crashing to the ground like he got shot. But it was worth a yellow. I don't like it though. I think it's weak. That's a nice little play. They're going to try to go 1v1 to Georgie down the right-hand side, but yeah. Oh, they're going to say that's out to Charlotte. Wow. And there's the deflection. Seattle recover deep. Plays it over to Rothrock. Ball in to the net. That was a little floater by Rusnik. Not enough power on that header. That was actually kind of a bad cross right there by Rothrock. Luke has said this game has been good. Yeah, it's been entertaining. You can tell the difference between quality in this league compared to around the world, right? Fundamentally it's good, right? But you can tell the subtle differences between Major League Soccer and say like Ligue 1. Oh, nice move by Georgie. And that ball's going to get deflected out, and I think it's going to be a Seattle throw-in. Nice little challenge there. See, that's the one thing I like about, Georgie Monongo. he's not afraid to challenge, and he burnt Tim Ream right there too. But instead of shooting right there, it's like maybe you can keep your head on a swivel and see if you can find a runner. But we'll have our first sub, and coming in now is Paul Arriola. He's going to come in for Paul Rothrock. So no De La Vega, but definitely Paul Arriola, which is a huge improvement on that left side. Yeah, dude, Jordan's hold up play is just, yeah, he's pretty good. He's awesome. All right, so Peeps 469 is going to say the first 15 minutes of the second half. I have to agree with you about Rothrock. He doesn't look like a starter. Georgie, on the other hand, yeah, Georgie is still developing. I think we have to remember that his development, he's still in that development curve, right, where he's going to make mistakes, but you can see the raw talent is there. Rothrock is limited. Like he has matches where he has spurts and matches where he's absolutely on fire. But overall, man, the consistency is not there. And so if you're only going to get like 10, 15 minutes of good football out of him, then utilize those 10, 15 minutes. The question is someone like Paul Arriola, that was just terrible right there. The question is can Paul Arriola be a starter at this stage in his career? That's the real question, right? And whether or not does Schmetzer even trust De La Vega? Those are some interesting questions, right? Luke also chimes in and says, I also watch MLS Next Pro. I do too, to an extent. It's a development league. It's the equivalent of watching high school soccer. I guess if you're a hardcore soccer fan, yeah. Although I will say that Philadelphia Union's MLS Next Pro side was pretty entertaining last year. I think Caven Sullivan played a lot in it last year. That was pretty exciting. But Seattle is now marching down. Yaimar's a beast. His passing, for Major League Soccer, his passing is line breaking. I like him. It's not as bad as high school. Well, yeah, I mean they're professional, but you're talking same age range though. High school soccer is, yeah. I feel like if we're talking high school soccer, I would rather watch women's high school soccer. At least that's entertaining. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Here's Georgie Monongo. Is he going to lay this off to Obed? And they're going to play it out left to Arriola. Here's Paulie. Ball in, deflected. Oh, nice save. Nice save right there. That ball was screaming. Oh, and now Charlotte's going to try to break on the counter. Ball out to the right. Here's Vargas, who hits the overlapping burn. And Burns going to play one in. That's going to get deflected and out. And that'll be a Charlotte corner. So, not a bad little induction here for Mr. Arriola. In the 2 minutes that we've seen him, he's looked better than the first 60 minutes of Paul Rothrock. And it looks like Charlotte's going to make some changes as Bronico comes in for Bile. And it looks like Smalls and Donnie are going to come in as well, too. So Williamson comes off for Diani. And it looks like Abada's coming off for Smalls. So Charlotte's going to make a few changes here to bring some fresh legs onto the field as we are now into the final 25 minutes of this match. Sounders leading 2-1 thanks to a Jordan Morris brace. There's a ball in. Good deflection. And that's going to get out. So the Sounders will get a goal kick here. As the rain is coming down quite nicely in Seattle. Of course it's raining. Let's see if Jordan's got his third in him. As they're going to play this out wide to Alex Roldan, who's a little under pressure. That was a bad pass, Alex. Trying to get to his brother, but there's a whistle. Sounders will retain possession. Yeah, Jordan's heat map is insane. Yeah, centrally. It's all his touches are all located centrally. It's so funny. He just plays. He's just direct. Yeah, that's a nice touch by Ariel. A nice pass as that's going to get out wide left. Here's Rusnik. Fires right into the keeper. Good, nice little step to go back out and to put a shot on goal right there for Albert. That would have been a huge goal had he got it. The Sounders need one to put him to the swords. Impressions on Georgie. I don't have the pass to watch the game. He's been good. He's been very good. He's still raw. He's still in his development. He's still on the development curve, but you can tell. You can tell the talent there. He's actually burned Tim Ream quite a bit tonight. But it's that final touch coming off the wing, that ball in, that still needs to be worked on. But overall, I thought he was very good. Thank you, Roca, for tuning in to the watch along tonight. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button as well too, as we will be bringing a lot of Major League Soccer this season on this channel. Oh, let's see what show. That was just too heavy of a pass right there, as that'll get out for a goal kick. So yeah, this channel, Roca, is a U.S. soccer channel. So we do a lot of Major League Soccer. We'll be doing some USL as well too, as well as the U.S. men's national team as well too. So for all your American soccer wants and needs, it's going to be right here. Gotcha, the sub and like. I'll be here. Perfect, Roca. I appreciate it, man. I love regulars, so you will be taken care of. As the Sounders are going to try to play this forward, as that thing will go down the right-hand side, but Tim Ream bops it out of bounds right there, as they were trying to get Georgie moving forward. And all those rainbow flags. Good Lord. Here's Alex Roldan. He's going to play this back to Jackson. Here's Newhue. And it looks like Charlotte's kind of trying to turn up the pressure here. They're doing a pretty good job. The Sounders retain possession. That was actually quite nice. As Luke chimes in, another goal for San Diego. Yeah. Interesting. Yep. You meant San Jose, yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, wait a second, you're getting me crossed up here, Luke. Yeah. San Jose, man. Looks like Rodriguez got the second goal there in the 70th minute. So San Diego, that's not see, now you got me saying San Diego. San Jose leads 2-0. That's a very good win for San Jose. As the Sounders will retain it deep. Here's Jordan Morris tried to play it in, and is that going to get out for a? Is that going to get out for a corner? I don't think so. All right. So who is ready for Timber Joey tomorrow? I don't know, man. I'm still making the decision whether I'm going to do San Diego, LAG, or I'm going to do Portland, Vancouver. I don't know, man. My Pacific Northwest roots kind of wants me to go Cascadia, but I'm kind of interested in San Diego, so maybe I'll do San Diego tomorrow. I like the hustle button, hustle from Seattle right here, and there is a whistle, and it looks like it was Hobbin Yang for Charlotte. That's gonna get the whistle. Ajiameng. Yes, we have some work down there on the Sounder sideline, and there's Jesus Ferreira. It looks like he's getting ready to come in. Or I could do both. No, I'm not going to do both. I'll do one. That's what, tomorrow at 6 o'clock? Yeah, maybe I will do LA, San Diego. Seattle's trying to work it in. Here's Georgie. Plays it centrally. Ooh, there it is. Oh my God. The Sounders almost did it. The Sounders almost popped one in. That ball was played beautifully into looks like Obed Vargas. That was a nice little give and go right there between Vargas and Rusnik. That was such a nice touch by Rusnik. That opened up Vargas with space, and he just hit it directly right into the keeper. There was Jordan Morris on the back post, by the way, and he was almost there for his hat trick. Here's the ball. That's a laser. Oh, nice save. Nice save. Wow. Standing tall because Christian Roldan put one on right there. That was a nice save. Yep. Quincy Buddha scores for San Jose, and it's now 3-0 over Real Salt Lake. Or Real Salt Lake. I like Salt Lake a lot. But that's what happens when you can't score goals, man. And San Jose just took advantage. Here's Arriola. Ball in. Deflected. Here's Ymar. He'll play it out wide to Alex Roldan. Alex. Look. Oh, is that Jordan Morris? Oh, yeah, he did. Just pokes it away. Plays it over to Arriola. That ball's deflected out, and it will be another Seattle corner. Look at, and all of a sudden, that whole left side looks way better. It's actually starting to get dangerous. Yeah, look at Kalina made such a great save on that Christian Roldan. Header right there. Man, that could have been 3. You can see Jordan's kind of upset, man. He's hunting for the third. 75th minute, Sounders lead 2-1. And they're going to try to play this one short between Monungo and Rusnik. He attacks it. Ball in. That's deflected. And looks like Jackson will play it all the way back. There was. Oh. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah, that was just, yeah. Yeah, and I also didn't like the fact that, Stefan Frei just played that direct up the field. It's a waste of a possession, right? When you actually have 2 defenders that you can play short to. I understand why, right? You take away the press, but you also give away the possession. Peeps 469 checks back in and says, we've been dominant since the sub. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. There's another whistle on Ajimeng. as Charlotte was trying to press forward. And it'll go back to possession. Will go back to Seattle. I like Ajimang, by the way. That he's something special. But that being said, though, again, he's going to be in the same situation with Brandon Vasquez. He's going to have to score some goals in this early portion of the season. There's a ball forward from Stephon Fry. Seattle retains possession. It's Albert Rusnak. And it looks like Seattle is very much focused on trying to play down this right side. Here's Georgie. Played it centrally. Oh, nice switch over to Arriola on the left side. That was a nice switch, but Charlotte covered it quite easily. There's Yaimar out to Georgie. 1v1 against Timmy Ream. Nice little layoff to Alex. Here's the roll-on connection. I don't know how you guys feel about Alex Roldan. I don't know. I think the Sounders could very much do better than Alex Roldan. There's a turnover. Ooh. Nice challenge by Jackson Reagan. Giving the Sounders possession. That's a ball forward. Ooh. Just a little too heavy there for Jordan. Yeah, Charlotte's got a man down. And it's Ajimang. Roca checks in and says, I sincerely don't like Alex Roldan at right back. Neither do I. Like defensively, he's fine, but when you're playing in a system that requires essentially your backs to be wing backs, and you're playing an integral part in your attack, you have to be precise when it comes to your ability to pass, your crosses, your weighted through balls. And Alex Roldan he doesn't have that type of game. Like if they were playing more of like what a bad pass. Like if they were playing like more of a traditional 4-4-2 where your backs aren't, overlapping, that type of thing. Yeah, like Alex Roldan would be fine, but I'm just not a big fan of Alex Roldan. I like the fact that Christian has settled back into his more natural CDM position. For years there, they tried, that's too heavy of a touch right there. That's a turnover. Look at Albert Rusnak. Jordan Morris. Ball. Oh, that's deflected. I was kind of hoping that Seattle would try to improve that position this offseason, but apparently Craig Weibel believes in the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So here he comes. Georgie Monongo comes off, and here comes Jesus Ferreira. You knew we were going to see it. Yeah, it looks like San Jose is just absolutely going absolutely ham sandwich on Real Salt Lake tonight. So Jesus Ferreira checks in for Georgie Monongo, which is good. I'm kind of curious to see what Mr. Jesus does for us. As we have Roca, we could easily find a good running right back in Argentina or Brazil, young and good, and they got a bunch of them there. Yes, they do. You know what the problem is, though, Roca? The problem is do the Sounders want to pay? Right. That's the real question, right? With the new transfer policy, I would be surprised if they went outside of the United States to do that. Settling for a quality Major League Soccer experience right back. That's what I would think. As Obed Vargas is going to try to play that through. Nice little touch right there, but between Rusnik and Morris. Here's Ymar. Here's Hayes. That's Alex Roldan. They're going to try to play it forward. Here's Roldan. Can the Sounders fish for this third? Rusnik in. Nice little touch right there, but oh, really? Oh, Christian made a very good pick, and he gets whistled for a foul. What a really cool way to kill momentum. Looks like Charlotte's going to make a change as well. Here's Toklamati. Looks like he's coming in for Ajimyang. We are in the 81st minute. Seattle is leading 2-1. Just a quick check. It's 4-0 San Jose. And it looks like Costa Burrito scored for San Jose. They're just getting all types of love tonight. And I'm happy for San Jose. As Fry tries to play it long. Not exactly the greatest. But Seattle has possession quickly, but that got turned over as well too. That's real. MLS limits the club's potential to grow internationally and be dominant at the CCC and have good runs at the Club World Cup or international cups. Yes. Roca. There you go. Jesus Ferreira with the interception. Just too heavy of a touch. Charlotte's trying to counter here. Nice play by Obed Vargas. What a play. The biggest problem with Major League Soccer is their salary cap. Last year, the salary cap, when you don't include DPs, was like at $5.14 million. And it really stunts your roster as far as roster depth. The thing that I don't like about it is the fact that Major League Soccer now has infrastructure. They have owners that are not just millionaires but billionaires. They have soccer specific stadiums, academies, training grounds, and the infrastructure is there. Why not raise that salary cap to 10 million? Raise it another 5 million so teams can have 10 million in cap space. And what it does is it unlocks. That's a good deflection. Seattle will get the ball back as they're going to try to play this forward. Why not allow, if you put the cap up to 10 million, it opens the door to Europe as far as loans go. There are a ton of good young European players that would gladly come to Major League Soccer. Why wouldn't you want to be 19, 20 and come and play in LA or come and play in Miami or Seattle for a couple of years and get some development? And it would raise the talent level in this league quickly. But as far as South American players, yeah, it would be another mechanism that would be able to create a better pipeline to young South American talent. But, for whatever reason, Major League Soccer does not want to raise the cap. It would rather take this archaic approach of, like when the cap raises, it's based on revenue. And a lot of it is that this league is, like a lot of owners, is very risk averse, right? They're afraid that if they opened up spending, that their revenue wouldn't match their spending, right? That's how the old NASL sunk. So they're very risk averse to when it comes to that. But the downside is that you're right. When it comes to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, we don't necessarily have the roster depth to compete with Liga MX. We actually have the top end talent to compete, but as far as depth, we're not there yet. And when it comes to the Club World Cup, we're never going to compete. I think Seattle's in a group with PSG and Atletico Madrid. It's like, are you kidding me? Here's Alex Roldan. He's going to play a ball over. There's Areola. Ooh, nice deflection right there. Seattle retains possession. It's Niuhu. It says, well, let's first go here. Let's go. I like A-Rod as a hustle guy, but he's weak. He's a weak link against speed, high crosses defensively, offensively. He's really nice. But there is something to be said about durability. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, that happens in Brazil. Their league has no financial limitations, which makes it good development. Many players go to Brazil. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, here comes Pedro de la Vega into the game for Albert Rusnik. So looks like, and then Josh Bell will come in for Niuhu. So it looks like DLV will play. Looks like DLV will be the 10. Interesting. I like A-Rod as a hustle guy. It's interesting. All right, let's see what De La Vega can do. I'm kind of curious. Can we get that third one? Yeah. So if you've noticed over the last couple of years, even some guys in Major League Soccer, even some South American guys are headed back to Argentina and Brazil. For a reason. Money is there. But also, I think guys come to Major League Soccer and realize that teams are unwilling to move them on to Europe unless there's an absolute, an absolute monster deal for him, right? So, a guy comes to Major League Soccer and thinks that within 3 years he'll be in Europe. But, if you're productive, a team is not is going to be, hesitant to let you go unless there's an absolute good deal on the table for you to go. And what's interesting now is because of the new transfer rules, which allows you to transfer for cash, there's a good possibility that you'll end up staying in Major League Soccer because a team that wants you, is going to give another team the money. So here's the corner. Oh, nice. And there's a whistle, so Seattle retained possession. We're in the 88th minute now. As Roca says, DLV scoring the 3-1 soon. Let's hope so. Yeah. Well, I like that. And I said it earlier, I think the Sounders are the best team in Major League Soccer. I really do. I think depending on health and depending on the way that Schmetzer rotates, and if you can keep guys healthy, I think Seattle can not only win major MLS Cup, but I also think they might be able to pull off a double. Here's Ferreira. He's going to play it across to Areola. That was a bad cross, but Areola retains possession. Yeah, I do. I think that they have the potential to do something special this year. And I think De La Vega is going to be a big, big, big key to that. They're going to need him to be not only a facilitator, but also a potential goal scorer. I don't know, Roca. I think Major League Soccer is I think what Major League Soccer wants is it's a selling league. And I think we've seen that. But I also think Major League Soccer wants to be more of it. I think Major League Soccer really wants to be a development league. And I think they really want to be an American soccer development factory. Oh, nice. Charlotte's pinging balls into the box right now. 5 minutes of stoppage time now. Like, I really do think that U.S. soccer, that Major League Soccer wants to develop and keep American players in Major League Soccer. But that being said, it's like how do you resist how do you resist Europe? Like, if a player wants to go, a team is going to let him go. Maybe you might be right for American soccer players that can't hack it in Europe, because the money will be there. So from that standpoint, yeah. But I'd like to think that guys like Roldan, not only approach it as a job but also play it with the passion. That's what I'd like to think, but you might be right, man. I can tell you that your last statement, though, the club earlier will change much. I tend to agree. As long as the league stays closed. Oh, that was a bad touch right there. Oh, it's an own goal. Oh my God. And it was a turnover by Jackson Reagan, and he had to run back. He had to track back to try to catch up. And Vargas put one in. And Yaimar puts it in his own net. And it's 2-2. Oh my God. Yeah, it was just a bad touch from Jackson Reagan as that ball played backwards. Vargas came in and Yaimar put it in. Oh, and it went through the wickets of Stephen Fry too. Oh. Oh. Terrible. Terrible. But we still got a couple minutes here. Can the Sounders get a winner? De La Vega almost coughed it up right there. Yeah, I hear you, Roca. I hear you. I got the crying emoji. Ball in. Back post. Oh. Yeah, there's the crying emoji. Yep. De La Vega late winner. Let's hope. And it looks like Alex Roldan is down again, grabbing his shoulder, but the whistle won't stop. Jordan Morris, nice hustle. Here's Rosnek trying to find it. Here's Jesus Ferreira. That ball's deflected. You get De La Vega just standing around. And there's the clearance. Sounders. Oh, there's going to be a whistle. Oh. And Vargas now is going to act like he got shot to waste some time here. Last minute. Oh, they're going to say that Paul Arriola. Oh, okay. Struck Vargas there in the head. And now Charlotte is going to waste some time here. Yeah, and there's Schmetzer on the sideline. He's shaking his head like he can't believe it. Yeah, but this is, I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it, but this is what the Sounders do, man. They fall asleep sometimes. And it goes from ensuring yourself 3 points to now walking away with one. Yeah, Keeps. It's weird. It's a mixed bag because I thought in the first half Jackson played incredibly well. I thought he did his job, and I thought in some parts of the second half he did his job as well. Did his job well too, but that was, it can all be undone with one very bad play, and unfortunately that was a bad play. that I don't understand why he was attempting to pass back, but as they're going to try to move this off the left, here's De La Vega. Plays it around. Ball in. Deflected. As the Sounders, and it looks like, I think that just might be it. Yep, that's it. Unbelievable. So the Sounders, who had a sure 3 points, ends up settling for 1 on opening day. And again, Jackson Reagan, there's no excuse. It was just just gave up 2 points. Yep. Mark Diaz, you jinxed it, but yeah, you're right. It was one bad play, and that's the beautiful part of the game. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I actually thought Jackson had a pretty good game for the most part, but everything can get unraveled, and I don't understand. Maybe he thought there was an outlet behind him. It was just, I don't understand it, and he had to track back, and unfortunately, Vargas put one in, and Yaimar taps it in his own net. So instead of walking away with a winner on opening day, the Sounders have to settle for a draw. I don't think Charlotte really, Charlotte didn't really play all that well today, as we're going to get into it. Let's get into the stats here. The Sounders held possession for 58%. To Charlotte's 42. The XG favored the Sounders at 1.77 compared to Charlotte's 0.51. Sounders had 18 total shots to Charlotte's 7, and Sounders had 2 big chances to Charlotte's 1. Let's get into this real quick. The Sounders were a better passing team. 514 passes for 88% to Charlotte's 356. Yeah, Seattle just held the ball far more. They had 7 corners to Charlotte's 4. You look at Seattle had 7 shots on target to Charlotte's 1. Shots inside the box, 13-5. Shots outside the box. Yeah, the Sounders were just the better team tonight. Gustavo asks, "What is the score?" It finished in a 2-2 draw. Reagan didn't challenge on the first goal. Then the second was just an error. We never play as good away. Yeah, that's funny. Let's go to Antigua. So. Seattle basically controlled this game from start to finish, especially in the first half. That first 30-ish minute was all the Sounders. Of course, they started the scoring with a very good goal from Jordan Morris. As a matter of fact, Georgie came off the right side, put a good ball in, and there was Jordan to tap it in. Very good run from Jordan. And Charlotte got it back level off a corner. And I think it was their center back, Melanda, tapped it in. Very good goal right there off the set piece. But, from the run of play, Charlotte wasn't necessarily as goal dangerous as Seattle was. In the second half, Seattle controlled possession as well, too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Charlotte had some decent opportunities and in possession, but ultimately I thought Seattle's defense was just good. I mean, they had most over the top, they had the over the top ball on lockdown. And then of course, Jordan gets his brace with a very good through ball from Rusnik, and Seattle had a 2-1 lead, and of course there, as we were getting into the final 25 minutes, Seattle was looking for that third goal to put this thing away, couldn't find it. When they brought on Areola, I thought they looked a little cleaner, in possession. But that being said, that was the one thing that bugged me last year, especially as we were getting close to the playoffs last year. The Sounders, you know, they ended up losing to San Jose at one point. And as this thing progressed to the playoffs, for whatever reason, they just had a problem with finding that final pass in the attacking third. And we saw that in the playoffs against Houston. When you have to play for penalties because you can't handle your business in a full 90, that says a lot about your attack. And the whole idea for this offseason was to improve it. And it wasn't necessarily from a scoring perspective, although you could always use another goal scorer, right? Jesus Ferreira made plenty of sense. And I think in this environment with this team's core group, with its philosophy, with what this team is, I think Jesus Ferreira is fine. But what they really needed was that next level. That next level winger that is a high level passer, you know what I mean? Somebody that actually is very good in on the counter, that can play weighted balls through, that can actually play a good cross in. I don't necessarily think that's Pauly Arriola. I think he's good for sure, and I think he's a very good depth piece. But that's what Pedro de la Vega was supposed to be, right? And, Pedro de la Vega is, coming off, he's a $7 million DP coming off the bench. These are the type of matches that make my blood boil, right? When you do everything right and you figure out a way to draw. I mean, yeah, they didn't lose. Okay. But whatever. All right. So, I just wanted to see 60% of what DLV was at Lanús in 2022. Yeah. I get you, man. Yeah, that's like when we got De La Vega, I was actually quite excited, right? Very good player. He comes to Seattle and he spends the majority of his first year out injured. And outside of one match that I saw when he came back, I think Seattle was in Minnesota, taking on the United, and Schmetzer allowed him to kind of drift centrally a little bit, and Minnesota had no answer for him, right? And I thought he played incredibly well in that match, and then there was nothing the rest of the way. It was like, damn, again, like I think Seattle has the wherewithal to be a very good team this season. And I've said it on my Twitter handle. You can go check it out at Stateside Footy. But Pedro de la Vega is going to have to be a huge part of that, right? And you said you wanted to see 60% of what he was in Lanús. So yeah, it's like I kind of want to see like 90% of that, right? If you can get prime de la Vega, like this team is along with Albert Rusnak, this team is going to be unstoppable. So it's a disappointment. It's a very big disappointment. But before we go, let's go ahead and check the other game that was tonight. The San Jose Earthquake absolutely demolishes Real Salt Lake, 4-0. Looks like Real Salt Lake actually had the advantage in shots, 22-14, but the shots on target are what counts. And by the way, Real Salt Lake held possession 64% of the time, outpassed them, and San Jose still bopped them on the head for 4 goals. Goals by Jamar Ricketts, Rodriguez, Kusani Buda, and then Victor Costa de Brito scored for San Jose. I swear to God, I can't live in a world where San Jose wins and Seattle loses, but it is what it is. DLV has never been a player that makes numbers, but was a facilitator. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's 100% right. So you're talking about that Nico Ladero piece, right? It is the ability to essentially be the anchor of the attack, right? So in a situation where you can have two high roaming 10s, and especially when you're playing with two strikers up top with Jesus Ferrer and Jordan Morris, having two high 10s roam and being able to facilitate is going to be a luxury that most teams don't have. That's that on paper, that's what that's supposed to be. You're absolutely right, Roka. Absolutely right. All right. Before we get out of here tonight, I want to let everybody know that tomorrow morning, 7:00 Eastern, we have Dave Harris from the Irish Hotspur, another fantastic YouTube channel covering the Tottenham Hotspur. Go ahead and check out their channel, like and subscribe as well too. He's going to be joining me tomorrow as we talk a little bit about the Tottenham Hotspur coming off a 4-1 drumming of Ipswich Town today. So that's going to be tomorrow morning. There's a very good possibility that I'll be back for another live stream, San Diego and the LA Galaxy, as the opening weekend of Major League Soccer continues. So that is going to be on deck for tomorrow. And as we bridge the gap, as we go into next weekend as well too, I'm also thinking about doing a Yanks Abroad show on the channel as well too, recapping U.S. men's national team players abroad and over the weekend. There were some pretty good performances, so that's something that's worth covering too. I'm also going to be doing a show about the U.S. men's national team as being a dark horse in the 2026 World Cup, as obviously we're just a year away. So there's a lot to talk about as well too. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we will be back tomorrow. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Hope you guys tune in. And I just want to say thank you. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We will see you. Hopefully we'll see you soon. And I want to thank the guys in the chat as well too. Roka, Luke, Gustavo. Yeah, man. All of it's great, man. All right. So stay tuned to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great night, guys.